Welcome to Extinct Livings, where we explore the evolution and extinction of life. Imagine waking up tomorrow to breaking news alerts from every corner of the world. A Tyrannosaurus rex has been spotted moving through a forest in North America. Sauropods are trampling grasslands in Africa. Pterosaurs are gliding over modern coastlines. This isn't a movie trailer. This isn't science fiction. This is a serious thought experiment that scientists, ecologists, and evolutionary biologists have debated for decades. If dinosaurs suddenly returned today, could Earth's modern ecosystem survive it? Would nature adapt and rebalance itself? Or would the result be ecological chaos on a global scale? Today, we're going to explore what would really happen if dinosaurs re-entered our world, how they would interact with modern animals, plants, climate systems, and even human civilization. And the answers may be far more unsettling than you expect. Before going any further, we need to set some ground rules. In this scenario, we're not talking about cloning a few dinosaurs and placing them in controlled environments. We're imagining fully restored, self-sustaining populations of dinosaurs appearing across the planet in regions that roughly match where they once lived. These animals are healthy, capable of reproduction, and suddenly introduced into a world that has changed dramatically over the last 66 million years. The atmosphere is different, the plants are different, the animals are different, and those differences are exactly why this scenario becomes so dangerous. Every ecosystem begins with plants. They are the foundation of all life on land, but the plants dinosaurs evolved alongside are no longer the dominant forms of vegetation on Earth. During the age of dinosaurs, landscapes were dominated by ferns, cycads, and conifers, while flowering plants were either rare or just beginning to spread. Modern ecosystems, on the other hand, are ruled by angiosperms flowering plants, grasses, fruiting trees, and crops. This mismatch alone would cause immediate ecological stress. Many large herbivorous dinosaurs relied on enormous quantities of vegetation that modern ecosystems simply do not produce at the same scale. A single adult sauropod may have needed hundreds of kilograms of plant matter every day just to survive. Modern forests and grasslands were never designed to support animals of that size or appetite. Within weeks or months, widespread overgrazing would begin. Forests would be stripped faster than they could regenerate. Grasslands would collapse into barren soil. As vegetation disappeared, soil erosion would accelerate. Waterways would clog with sediment, and entire regions could begin to resemble ecological wastelands. Plants would not have the time or evolutionary flexibility to adapt quickly enough. Once the base of the food web fractures, everything above it starts to fail. The pressure wouldn't stop with plants. Modern herbivores would immediately find themselves in direct competition with dinosaurs. Animals like elephants, rhinos, bison, and giraffes already push ecosystems close to their limits. Now imagine introducing creatures that outweigh them by several times and consume far more resources. Dinosaurs wouldn't just compete for food. They would physically reshape the landscape simply by moving through it. Migration paths would flatten forests. Wetlands would be trampled beyond recovery. Water sources would be polluted or destroyed. Smaller herbivores wouldn't slowly lose territory over generations. They would be displaced almost immediately. Extinction rates among modern megafauna would spike at a pace rarely seen outside of mass extinction events. And where massive herbivores go, predators inevitably follow. Large theropod dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus rex or Giganotosaurus would enter ecosystems where modern animals are completely unprepared for them. These predators evolved to hunt prey with heavy armor, massive size, and powerful defensive weapons. By comparison, most modern mammals would be far easier targets. Deer, horses, cattle, and even elephants would be vulnerable. Predation rates would surge dramatically. Entire populations of large mammals could collapse within years. Modern apex predators such as lions, wolves, and big cats wouldn't stand a chance. They would either be pushed out of their territories or killed outright. The predator hierarchy that defines today's ecosystems would simply disappear. There is another critical factor that often gets overlooked: the atmosphere itself. Dinosaurs evolved in a world with significantly higher oxygen levels than we have today. Some estimates suggest oxygen concentrations may have reached up to 30%, compared to about 21% now. That extra oxygen supported enormous body sizes, high metabolic demands, and even giant flying reptiles. In today's atmosphere, many dinosaurs, especially the largest species, might struggle to function at full capacity. Their growth could be stunted, their activity levels reduced, and their reproduction impaired. Some species might survive only briefly, while others might slowly adapt. But adaptation takes time, and during that time, ecosystems would remain unstable and under constant stress. Beyond what we can see, there would also be invisible threats moving through the environment. Disease would likely become one of the most devastating forces in this scenario. Modern pathogens have evolved alongside mammals and birds, not dinosaurs. Returning dinosaurs would have little to no immunity to modern bacteria, viruses, and parasites. At the same time, dinosaurs could carry ancient pathogens that modern animals have never encountered before. This two-way exchange could trigger widespread outbreaks across animal populations. Entire species, both modern and ancient, could collapse without any direct competition or predation at all. Ecosystems could unravel silently and rapidly. Then there is the factor that changes everything. Humans. Dinosaurs wouldn't just disrupt natural ecosystems. They would directly collide with modern civilization. Agriculture would collapse in affected regions as crops were destroyed. Infrastructure would be damaged or rendered unusable. Entire areas could become unsafe for human habitation. Faced with such a threat, humanity would respond in the only ways it knows how: containment, eradication, and ultimately weaponization. Even if there were efforts to protect or study dinosaurs, global survival would take priority. The large-scale reintroduction of dinosaurs would not last long, not because they couldn't survive nature, but because they couldn't survive us. So, could a modern ecosystem survive the return of dinosaurs? In short, no. Not without widespread collapse, not without mass extinctions, and not without permanent damage to the planet's biological balance. Earth today is not the Earth dinosaurs once ruled. Ecosystems are finely tuned to the species that evolved within them over millions of years. When you reintroduce giants from a lost world, balance doesn't return, it breaks. Extinction doesn't just erase creatures from the past. It reshapes the future in ways that can never truly be undone. If you enjoyed this deep dive into ancient life and modern science, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. And let me know in the comments, which dinosaur do you think would survive the longest if it appeared in today's world? Thanks for watching.